Thank you all for joining today's Land Investing 101. Today's day 3 of our day 30 series, which we are technically walking you guys through the journey of understanding what are the ground basics for you doing your due diligence. The week 1, which we are in, is primarily focused on understanding the know-hows. Let me switch my screen for you guys to understand what are we doing. Today's topic is a lot of times buyers get confused between what do you mean by a parcel versus lot versus a tract. It is the scratching the surface of understanding how the technical lingo works, just for you guys to be more well versed with the terminologies when you're talking to a county versus a buyer versus a seller. So let me dive in and walk you guys through the so are they the same? Many times we make the rookie mistake. Most people use these words interchangeably. I am buying a lot, I'm selling a parcel. It might sound the same, legally, they are not the same. So please bear with us throughout the life. We'll walk you through and make you understand these basic terminologies. What does it mean to own a lot? What does it mean to own a parcel? And how do you work around it? So, the 30-day roadmap, a quick recap of where we are. We are on the day 3, which is the first week of identification. Uh, Moving down the next couple of weeks, we will be walking you through what and how to use GIS, what are the tech due diligence, what is zoning, what is buildability, taxes, and cloning. The whole idea for today's life is for you guys to understand and talk the language of a surveyor. Again, from yesterday's life, we remember surveyor is the one who's basically drawing boundaries to your APN parcel. If not, I have added the link in the description. You can always watch the previous podcast as well. It all starts with the tract. What is a tract? Buyers ask me. I would always say it as written in the slide. I call it the raw clay. Imagine a large piece of land that has not been subdivided yet. This is acting as the parent. It is measured in acres, not in lots. I know a lot of times people say, oh, I have a 0.23 acre, maybe half a acre, 1 acre. Uh, Again, they all are like 640 acres pieces of land which get subdivided. So the tract always translates into is an undivided piece of land, and it is measured in acres and not in lots. So what is the lot then? The drawing. Legal technical definition is a designated area of on recorded on a plat map. It is shape drawn by a surveyor. It exists on paper in the plat book. A lot of this was discovered yesterday, how the platting and the slicing process goes through. If you guys have not watched it, again, it is yesterday's podcast. I would highly recommend watching it. It helps you understand the very much definition of how the recording happens and where it happens. So let's walk in. So, what is the parcel? Parcel technically is called the tax unit, a portion of land designated for tax purposes. Parcel comes from the tax assessor's office. It is a unit that gets an APN. Uh, I know it might sound a bit confusing for now, but just bear with me through the end of the slides. So usually the conflict comes in lot versus parcel. This is this is where a lot of us get it wrong. This is where it gets a bit tricky. A single parcel can contain multiple lots, but a single lot is rarely multiple parcels. Let that sink in for a second. What did I just say? A single parcel can have multiple lots in it, but a single lot will not have multiple parcels. And this is where people either make it or break it. So just to make it more easier for you guys, the equation. So a parcel could technically have lot 1 plus lot 2 plus lot 3. They were combined initially, maybe at certain point of time for the taxes. But legally, one lot is equal to 1 unit. So in a parcel, you can have maybe 3 lots or you could have 300. So always be mindful when you're buying a parcel, how many lots does it have? Why it matters when you're buying, let's dive into, just to echoing to the point what I said earlier, the per lot trap. Many a times you will see a contract that says 5,000 per lot, and the parcel contains three lots. So you might be technically thinking, oh, I just bought a parcel for 5,000. No, if the contract says 5,000 per lot, you technically bought three lots and you might owe 15,000 and not 5,000. This is why due diligence comes in very handy, guys. Either you buy it from us or any other, you have to really, really read what the contracts say, maybe what the deed says, depending on how you're sourcing it. But always make sure it matters and you should be aware of what you're buying. Why it matters: selling, the split potential. If you buy one parcel that contains three lots, you might be able to sell them separately without permission. This is unlocking value. You saw the downside, but when it comes to the upside, technically you bought a parcel, it had three different lots in it. Now, since the parcel has three lots which are legally put into it on the deed itself, you can sell it the way you want it without any permission. And that's where you unlock the potential. So let's say you're not selling a parcel for 5,000. Now you could be selling three lots for 5,000 each. This is as when it comes as a buyer, and for the future you want to sell it. Uh, for whatever reasons you fit deem, uh, you can definitely take a look. But where do you see it? And reading the deed, look for the and. Pretty much, I'm giving you a standard sample of what the legal description example looks like. Lot 7 and 8 in block 40. This means you own two legal lots wrapped in one tax parcel. Uh, so, again, guys, always read the deed if you're buying. This is where you might find the legal description example. This is one of the standard examples that I've come across. The remainder parcel, I call it the leftovers. Sometimes a track is split, but pieces are left over. These are remainder parcels that have often weird shapes and no road access. Be careful of those. Uh, Either check it on the county GIS website, uh, appraisers office, deeds, tax parcels, boundary diagrams. Before buying it, you would not ever want to buy a remainder parcel which is technically landlocked. It happens more than you know. uh, and then there is a different topic or a discussion where you'll have the easements that need to be put through. Having said that, they are often very weird and shapes, and be aware of the sellers who are selling these. Assemblage, combining for power. So when does this strategy come into play? Buying multiple slots, small lots, and combining them into one large tract. This creates value for commercial developers. Let's say you have five different less than a quarter acre lots. If you combine them, that's 1.25 acres. That combines it to a one large tract. This creates value for commercial developers. Uh, so there is a lot of upward potential as well. That's why people love double lots. But when it comes to slicing for profit, that's where the subdivision comes in. You can take one tract, slice it into lots. This creates value for a lot of residential developers. I discussed this in yesterday's live. It is called platting. There is a platting lag, which I call, from the time you do it versus it gets recorded. There is a 6 month lag. But again, it gives you a lot of upward potential. There are always certain techniques from where you can locate the instrument number and still work around it when it terms of owning. But many times, even if you record the deed before it shows up on the plat map, it takes a while, and that is usually 6 months. In Putnam County, Florida, each county is different. Florida specifics. Interlaken. This is where we have most of our inventory while this live stream is being streamed. In Interlaken, many parcels are double lots, 0.46. So they're taxed as one parcel, but legally there are two lots, X and Y. Uh, Good for you if, let's say, monthly there is the tax is not more than $100. uh, Not monthly, maybe over a year, you're just paying $10 or $9 monthly for two lots. And that's a steal deal in my end. The warning: check the zoning, because you have two lots doesn't mean you can build two houses. Check the minimum build size. I've done certain uh, podcasts in the past covering the setback rules, the zoning, and the build size. We'll dive deeper into it, but you want to make sure these are put out in a way where you have the minimum build size and zoning addressed. If you're missing on this, even though you might think you can have two houses on the lot, if the setback rules are less, uh, you you are signing up for some ambiguity here. So always check the minimum building zoning. It depends per county, per area. Uh, just a word of caution. So just to recap what we've discussed in the last 10, 11 minutes is the hierarchy. A tract is technically a piece of raw land. The lot, what it just gives you is the legal shape of how the boundaries are. Many times surveyors will help you get the legal shape. And the parcel, when you're talking to the tax authorities, that's what you'll get. Many times in a tax bill, it will always be said as the case number or the parcel ID. That's what the hierarchy is. So, quick question. Let's say this scenario: if you have one tax bill, $100, and the description says lot 5, 6, and 7, how many parcels do I have and how many lots do you think we're owning? If anybody who's watching this live stream, I'm waiting on the answer. And that is correct. How many parcels do I have? If the tax bill is for $100, I have one parcel. But what I'm doing here is I have three lots in it. Technically, I'm paying $100, but I have a tax bill of three lots. And then when you subdivide it and you resell it, you can have three different houses built on that lot, or maybe one big mansion. Uh, Again, different ways to play around it. It depends on each and every buyer what their need is. That's where we help. If you guys have any questions regarding your lot, always you can schedule a book or call with us at founderslandgroup.com. Just scan the QR code here. Um, Always be happy to answer questions for your property or the future property. So, one quick homework for day three. I want you to find a listing that says and then does a legal description, and then you just want to count the lots versus the parcel. Uh, Interestingly, people will say, where do I find it? Let me share my screen. You can always do a live search, Putnam County Appraiser Office. So once you go to Putnam County Appraiser's office, you will see a lot of these options here, and then we are trying to locate property search. Let's see. So many times you will see a parcel, and then you can put in the STR section township range. Tomorrow's topic, we will be covering the first half of this section down and range for you guys to understand. Let's say we say interlocking, which I was mentioning a bit earlier. Interlocking, it's specific and such. So these are bunch of properties out here. I wanted to focus on this legal description: interlocking, Mat Plap and Pages Railroad of Survey Marker plus 98 town. So this is illegal. So it is technically one lot. It has multiple. Let me rephrase it. It is a one parcel with multiple lots in it. And that is where you always want to read and see what you're buying. See, even though for this, Interlaken MB1, page S89, block 1, lot 5. And this is where you can see multiple parcels all across. Again, just very easy. I will put in the link to this website where you can find and figure out uh, what is your parcel and what is the legal lot description. While we are at it, at founderslandgroup.com, you can see our available inventory. We make it easier for buyers to take a look and understand what are the key features. Uh, Again, this is a 0.23 acre property in Washington County, Florida, listed at less than 13,000. We do offer flexible owner financing and cash offers. Is that something that you're interested in? Always let us know. I'll be more than happy to answer. Um, these are the key details. Uh, but again, echoing back to how do you contact us, just go on my website, uh, select any time for a quick call, and then we can review any property you like. All you need to do is put in your name, email ID, and just schedule the event. Text messages we send across. We don't spam you guys. It's just way of communicating so you're able to block in your calendars. Tomorrow, as discussing, we'll be discussing the legal descriptions of STR. Again, you can many times see these STR details in the parcel. We'll dive in for you to understand. The whole idea is to give you so much of information. You know most more than the 99% of realtors out there. Uh, Again, thank you for joining this stream. See you tomorrow.